I think we're about to see some disingenuous movie marketing. First, this review brought to you by GoToTheDoghouse.com. Don't get mad. Don't get even. Get public at GoToTheDoghouse.com. Well, the movie's Be Kind, Rewind. First, some notes on the flick, starring Jack Black, Mos Def, Danny Glover, Mia Farrow, gets a cameo from Sigourney Weaver. They got some big players in this flick. Oh, and I like this Melanie Diaz. She shows up as the female lead in the movies that Jack Black and Mos Def are remaking. I don't know much about Diaz, although she was in a movie that premiered at South by Southwest called Itty Bitty Titty Committee. So there's something to look forward to. But the whole premise here, pretty funny. Jack Black plays kind of a crazy feller, surprise, surprise, who wants to sabotage the local power plant because he thinks it's messing with his mind. Well, in sabotaging the plant, he becomes electrified, and when visiting Danny Glover's video store, erases all the tapes. Well, Glover's out of town. He's investigating some new modern video stores to see what they're selling and how they do business. Well, first of all, Danny Glover's doing videotape, so he's so old school, people don't even know what to do with these things, except for a few customers who show up to rent their favorite movies. Well, the movies are erased, so Mos Def and Jack Black have to remake the movies. Now, this sounds pretty hilarious. This sounds like it's going to be a regular old Jack Black knee slapper, but it's not. This is directed by French director Michel Gondry. If I mispronounce his name, I'm sorry. But I love some of his work, especially Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Science of Sleep I thought was a little overrated, although if you Google Science of Sleep, you can see the whole thing in its entirety online. But Michel Gondry's whimsical. He's not your straightforward Ivan Reitman comedy director here. And I have a feeling that Hollywood, to get people to this flick, are going to show you something that looks like a straightforward Hollywood comedy. This is a lightweight comedy, okay? It's fun, maybe riddled with some commentary about planned obsolescence and how Hollywood can make crappy remake after crappy remake, but if some dude on the street tries to do his own version, then they get busted. I mean, there's a lot of that there, and I think there seems to be some sadness on the director's part about just things being forgotten in general. Like customer service and kindness. I mean, people looking for Jack Black's wackiness, they'll get some of that, but at the same time, they're going to be a little freaked out. They'll be like, what's going on here? I mean, at first this is kind of neat, but now what's happening? It's like when you get invited to a party and you're expecting just a straight-up kegger, and you go there and it's a bunch of dudes like we're sitting around a hookah playing a ukulele. It's just a little different. I liked it. There's been a couple other movies that maybe I could reference. If you liked, for example, remember Stranger Than Fiction, Will Ferrell, Maggie Gyllenhaal? They really sold that as a straight-up comedy, but a lot of people went and they're like, what the hell? I ain't giggling enough. And it was deeper than your typical comedy. If you like that, I think you'll like this. If you liked, of course, Spotless Mind, this is your fare. But very different, so beware of that 90-second trailer that titillates you and gets you to throw the kids in the car and goes to see it. There's a chance you'll be disappointed. I'm just telling you. I like the flick, though. Be Kind, Rewind.